too tall. What is happening to all of us, our nation right now, is so deeply complex that my knees are buckling. I awoke Thursday to messages from families with live hostages who we pray are now coming home imminently, and they were sharing words of thanks. I also received messages from families of dead hostages who will get their children back in body bags. All were asking variations of how do we do this. They know that John and I know what it is like to get your child returned in a bag. Some said they fear the locations of their loved ones' bodies are unknown. I also had messages from among the thousands of family members of people killed on the holiday of Simchat Torah, who will have to forever say the memorial prayer of Yizkor and mourners Kaddish on Simchat Torah. They will have yortzites on that day, and they will always remember what happened to their loved ones on that day of Simchat Torah for the rest of their time here in this world. There will be no repackaging, no rebranding, no costumes, and no makeup that can change the thousands of memorial candles that will have to be lit on Simchat Torah. There is so much pain. And I was flooded with messages these past 3 days that have been drenched in confusion. The favorite line I read, quote, "I am happy, but so sad, but happy, but so sad. Yes." And then today in synagogues all over the world, we read the book of Kohelet, the book of Ecclesiastes, which is attributed to the wise King Solomon. Curiously, this book is read each year right now in the Shabbat that falls right in the middle of the holiday of Sukkot. Sukkot, which the Torah in the Bible, it tells us, is called the time of our happiness. But the book of Ecclesiastes is anything but joyous in theme. It explains to us the futility of life, that there will be different moments in this life that seem diametrically opposed to each other, but each of those situations will have specific occasions to be experienced. And so in chapter 3, we are told there is a season for everything and a time for everything. But now today we are being asked to digest all of those seasons, all of those times at the exact same second. Winter, spring, summer, fall, experience all four right now. It says there is a time to be born and a time to die, and we have to do both right now. It says there's a time to weep and a time to laugh, and we have to do both right now. It says there is a time to hug and a time to hold back from hugging, and we have to do both right now. It says there is a time to tear and a time to heal, and we have to do both right now. It says there is a time to be silent and a time to speak, and we have to do both right now. And it says there is a time to sob. And there's a time to dance. And we have to do both right now. I know that the country, the nation, Jews all over the world are starving to celebrate and be done with this dark chapter. Being miserable and in pain is tiring. Believe me, I know. But we are not done yet until they are all home. We are all elated and relieved for the families who will please, please, please finally get their children and loved ones back alive. It is what every one of us has worked and prayed for these 736 torturous and inexplicable days. And at the exact time, we embrace with tenderness the families of children and loved ones who we pray will come back to be buried. How do we hold these paradoxical and yet appropriate sensations at the same time? Please, dear God, let us do it with delicate tenderness and holiness toward each other. I don't know how to carry all of this, so I am sharing it with you, you benevolent, giant people filled with righteousness, who I think will understand this confusing mixture that we all must hold in our cracked bowls. May we merit to see all 48 of our cherished hostages returned in the blink of an eye, Kahereth Ayin. May the joyful of our people shower compassion and grace upon those not getting the ending for which everyone hoped and prayed. And may the suffering among our people feel comforted and held by those who are feeling joy. May we be blessed, my beloved people, with no more pain, just love. No more pain, just love. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru